Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we wrap up an intriguing Week 2 with a good Monday night matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Carry for the throw, first-round pick of the Chargers. It's Melvin Gordon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down. To throw in his lock. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Gordon on 1st down. And not much running room. Down to the 32. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there, holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. First carry here for Kene Nwangu. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. So now Drew Lock gives way to Brandon McManus. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed him to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. The Chargers had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. Meanwhile, Herbert's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. On is the Chargers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Block off of play action. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Once more, here's Eckler. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Broncos 3, Chargers 0.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Here's Herbert. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on 3rd down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there, and he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the first down.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Herbert. This will be caught by Brown. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Chargers have moved out in front. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. McCann's got it teed up. Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lock. And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. So 3rd and long now for Lock and the Broncos following the sack. Looking to throw. Lock. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. The defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Throwing again on second down. Lock. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Sure, that pass was incomplete. They made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They look to throw. It's Lock. And he fires one that's intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead is up to 18 now. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Joey Bosa in on the stop.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. The Broncos on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Block now to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Khalil Mack able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out, because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. And it's a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will take over at the
this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Locke. Forced out to his left. And he's brought down. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Now a timeout called for by the defense, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Ready. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run for it. It's Nwangu. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Chargers hold tight down near the goal line. The Charger drive about to get going. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
To throw again on 2nd down. Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
To the air again, Herbert. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, Charles, you're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air. And, of course,
and Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, Was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. So we're at halftime here on a Monday night. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. They started on the ground with Eckler. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
On 2nd and 12, Herbert. He's going deep for Brown. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play there for L.A. 67 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. On first down, it's Herbert. This will be caught once again by Brown. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. This is a counter play. Eckler. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Ball at the 6, 3rd and goal. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler. He has career touchdown number 78, tying him with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. McCann's got it teed up. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Well, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Locke looks to throw it again. Dancing to his left. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 14. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Khalil Mack in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. After the sack on 1st down, Locke. Can't find anyone open. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Gabriel Davis, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos get a bit closer. McManus's point after is good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
Broncos 10.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he goes out right around the 39. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. It's Eckler again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 51 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Herbert on 1st down now. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Only 3 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Second down at 7.
A give, Eckler running to the right. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try the right side with Eckler. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Herbert.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he is out of bounds here. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they'd shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Herbert going to keep it on his sneak.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Justin Herbert, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Chargers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
McCann's got it teed up. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they've played to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And you can say that is just another cherry on top for this defense, and that entire team. But really, this defense has sparked what's been an impressive effort here in this one.
And notice you used the word sparked, because you're not...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays. And they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And he's got room. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
96 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down. They're going to pass here with Herbert. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. McCann's kick up and good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final? Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like, fortunately, the Broncos able to recover. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and abundant. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Davis. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
It's a gain of 11, and it's third.
The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on third down. Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.